Stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The economic recovery is here. It's unlike anything you've seen.
Unbelievable. There's Kudlow again. You know, if you really want an economic recovery, a real recovery, not all this stimulus garbage, not all these handouts with checks, we first got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We need to put term limits on these characters in Washington, and we need to get back to the gold standard. So for every dollar they print, they need $1 gold. If they don't have the gold, they can't print the money. If they can't print the money, that means there's no inflation. That means our standard of living goes up. That means we don't fight wars all over the world, only the ones that are necessary. It's the only way you're going to get back to something sensible. What are you kidding? You know, the wealthiest, the elitists, including members of Congress, Wall Street, hedge fund managers, CEOs, the elitist banksters, and a host of those, the host and their guests on these fake business news networks, were increasing their wealth at the expense of Main Street. They're increasing their wealth by $12 trillion in the stock market while Main Street was getting screwed, was suffering. That's right. They loved this pandemic. They loved the inflation that came along with it. Their wealth, this is not their stock wealth, but the assets they hold, just soared up. This is what they want. This is unbelievable. They want inflation. We have the most unsound monetary policy. And you know the problem is? Our Congress in Washington, they're right there with the Fed. They're partners with the Fed. Because we have people in Congress that are so wealthy. They benefit. Same as our owners of the Fed. They're all in the same pocket. They're all in the same bucket. They don't care about Main Street. They don't care about inflation. They welcome inflation. They don't care gasoline's going to hit $5, $6, $7. They could care less. That means their assets are going to go up. That's all they care about. All these elitists in Washington and Wall Street, they're benefiting from this unsound monetary policy of the Federal Reserve of printing and printing money. And when that money's printed, go in and keep buying treasuries, keep interest rates at near zero so you can keep funding these CEOs with money, interest-free. Not that they buy business equipment, not that they put in business investment, but they take that money and they buy their own stock so they get rich. And our standard of living keeps going down. And they think, well, you know, as long as we keep interest rates low and people can go buy a car, people can buy a Ski-Doo, snowmobile, and all that garbage, as long as we keep interest rates at zero, then the people aren't going to mind. Let's just keep those rates. And in the meantime, while they're focusing on their new car, on their new Wave Runner, on their new motorcycle, on their new Jeep, and a Bulldog they're going to buy and hook to the back of it on Friday night, we're going to be just fine. We'll get rich. They won't know the difference. That's what it's all about. We've gone nuts since we got off the gold standard. Think about it. They keep increasing the amount of dollars we have. And they're worthless. They're not worth anything. If they had to have $1 of gold for every dollar they printed, can you imagine the difference? The sound economy we'd have? The sound monetary policy that would be? We'd have a great standard of living today. We wouldn't be going through what we're going through now. What are you, nuts? Handing out checks, printing money? I'm not saying there's not people in need. Sure, there's people in need, and they should get checks. But you just don't keep printing and printing, give everybody checks across the board. and stay home and don't, not work. How do we get productivity out of that? These geniuses that are supposed to be in Washington, most of them are supposed to be geniuses. Most of them are supposed to be lawyers, right? They're geniuses. Don't they understand what productivity is? Of course they do. Productivity is everything. And nobody cares about it anymore. Who cares about productivity? They don't care. It's always about the money supply. Keep printing money, printing money, printing money. Don't worry about it. Never mind. We don't have to be forget the productivity. We don't have to produce anything. So what? Our national debt is going up 10 times of what we produce for goods. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We're getting rich. As long as inflation keeps going up, my artwork's going up, my diamonds are going up, all my assets are going up. What do we care? Even my stocks are going up. What are you, nuts? Money supply is increasing, 5, 10 times faster than our economy? And our Congress doesn't realize that? Of course they realize it. They should be doing something about it. They should be getting rid of the Fed. But why would they? They're in bed with them because they're getting rich too. Ever see the people who are in Congress? Go take a look at their net worth. They're right there with the Fed. They're not doing anything for Main Street. They're getting themselves even more wealthy at our expense. What are you, nuts? All this printing of money, that causes inflation, which then leads to stagflation. You notice nobody's talking about stagflation? Oh, you'll know it when we fall into stagflation, and it's not going to be long. You know when that occurs? When both inflation rates and unemployment rates rise in unison as the economy comes to a snail's pace. And that's what's happening right now. This lie, how our economy's growing, it's booming, we're up 6, 10, 15%, 20%. That's a bunch of garbage. It's not sustainable. Let's check back in about 4 months when it all settles down, when there's been no growth. And then all of a sudden, everybody broke open the dam, opened up the community. Everybody went shopping. Everybody went out to restaurants. Right here where I live in Sarasota downtown, we couldn't believe the amount of people who were going to restaurants. A friend of mine owns a restaurant. He said, I've never seen this before. But everybody was held back. They were locked in their homes. Of course, when you let them out, you're going to have one hell of an economic growth. You're going to see GDP at 6%, 7%, 8%, and a quarter. But let's do it annualized. Why don't we go back? Let's go back to 2008. From 2008 to today, if we average our economic GDP growth, you know what we're at? 1.2%. But they don't talk about averaging. They don't talk about annual. They talk about a quarter. They talk about a month. What are you, nuts? What a scam. Productivity is everything. But in the long run, it's almost everything. Including, think about it. Productivity increases your wages. Wouldn't you rather have an increase in wage? Or what, you want an increase in your $300 check a month that you're getting from the government on top of your check that you're getting from the state? What are you, nuts? Productivity is everything. Because you get your standard of living. You get an increase in wages, then you get an increase in standard of living, and it's sustainable. It's sustainable. It's not transitory. What's transitory are those $300 checks, the $1,400 checks. That's what's transitory. Taking money and put it into business investment. That's where the money should have gone. The government should have said, okay, let's take the most needy people, let's help them out, but let's not make them dependent. Let's not make them dependent on it. But let's take the money and let's force the CEOs to take that money and put it into new machinery and get productivity going again. Let's come back with higher wages. Let's get our standard of living going. Oh, no. That conversation in Congress, this is not sexy. Not interesting. You know what's interesting? Free money. Free money. That's what's interesting. More welfare. That's what's interesting. We'll be back right after this message.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The U.S. is the only major economy where projections of future growth are stronger today than they were before the pandemic hit in 2020.
The Wall Street Journal says it is a slow growth budget gamble, sugar high for the first 2 years, and then growth of 1% to 2% if we're lucky for the following 8 years as a result of all of this spending.
Exactly. What's Biden talking about? You know, it's amazing, isn't it? How they take parking space in everyone's head that this stimulus, all this stimulus, has been a wonderful thing. And it's growing our economy 6, 8, 10, 15%. When even in the years of Obama, who the Democrats say was the most successful economy of all time, we only grew the economy the most on an annual basis, 2.8%? Republicans, when he was in, Trump, they said that was the best economy. Same thing, about 2.8%. So how are we going to get from 2.8%, and we've gone through this crash, this pandemic, and now they're telling us coming out of this pandemic, we're going to have this big boom. Well, of course you're going to have a boom coming out. It's like all summer long, nobody skis. And the first day the ski area is open in Colorado, boom, look at the people. It's unbelievable. We've never seen this like this. Then towards the middle of February, it slows down. And they go check their books, and it's the same as it was the previous 5 years. There's no boom. The first few weeks, the first month, when ski season opens, everybody wants to ski. Same thing with golf courses. Spring opens. Everybody runs to the golf course. Look at our numbers. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Then they check 3 months later, the numbers are the same. This is unbelievable. The crap that they're selling us. It's unbelievable. So what do? Let's take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. If that's what's pushing the market up every day, this garbage, then let's make sure we're in the best groups. And that's what we do every day. Every day I tell my members. As a matter of fact, I told them this morning. I said, why don't you just, if you really want to keep making money, let's just stay in the banks. That's it. If you stay in the banks, you're going to make a ton of money. Just stay in the banks and just know when to get out. And I'll let you know when to get out. If you stay in the banks, you're going to make a lot of money. Just do the ETF. It's called XLF. Go with VNQ. That's the ETF for the REITs. Or do oil. That's where you have to be. That's it. That's where all the money's going. Nobody's putting money in big tech anymore, except the dopes. Except the people who have margins. The retail customer doesn't know what they're doing. It just came into the market in the last 3 months. But the smart money, they're buying the bank stocks. How could you not buy the bank stocks? You just sit there and buy the ETF, XLF. That's all you have to do until the day the market crashes. And you'll know when the market's going to crash. Because I have my chart. My chart tells you when it's going to crash. It's color-coded. It tells you. It's never wrong. Because it follows the money. If a market's going to crash, they pull the money out. When they pull the money out, it's going to crash. It's that simple. There's no other chart like it. If you don't think so, I'll give it to you for 10 days for free. Check it out. But this is unbelievable what they're pushing. You know, the other day, we saw AMC go up. Now, I had my members get an AMC just one day before this thing took off. It was May 25th, I think it was around $15.70. I said, go in and buy AMC. And then it rallied. It went up huge. And the first thing I said to him, sell into it. Sell into AMC. Sell into it. Take your profit. Now, the people who sold into it, they're doing well. A lot of the people who bought AMC are losing money right now. Because most of the people who got in, they got so excited as it got, when it started to go up from around $35, they didn't get in at $35. Most people got in around $61. They got in around $64. They got in around $71. They always do that. They always chase it. Moving it up. So while they're chasing it moving up, we're saying, here, take ours. You can have my stock. Here, take my stock. So you got to catch it at the right time. And we caught it at the right time. Just like the people who bought Bed Bath & Beyond. Did they get smacked? You know, these stocks are these big hot stocks. Stay away from them unless you know what you're doing. If you're with us, you're fine because we know what we're doing. I mean, BBY, that was crazy. That stock took off around $28, went up to $44, and it came right back down to $31 or $31.44 today. Came right back down. So you won't know where 80% of the people bought? Between $38 and $44. That's right. Very few people bought this Bed Bath & Beyond around $25 or $31. Most of them bought between $38. Okay, if you go look at the book, it'd be $38 at least to $44. That's where they bought because they always chase. Now they've gotten killed. We're right back to the way it used to be. If you want to take advantage of this craziness that's going on, and as long as they keep printing money, and as long as they take the money away, if they shift it away from productivity, which they've been doing now for 13 years, and keep shifting it to buy treasuries, to keep interest rates at zero, so they can loan to companies at no charge interest, so they can take the money, not to buy a piece of equipment that's going to increase productivity, that's going to give you wage increases, that's going to take your standard of living and lift it up. Oh, no, that's not where the money goes. They shift the money away from productivity. They shift it away from productivity, and they put it to where they can make sure they buy treasuries and keep getting that interest rates down and take that money and do stock buybacks. Keep doing stock buybacks. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer. But when they send the checks out, and you get your $1,400 check, then you get another $300 check, and another check for this, another check for that, they say, God, and they report on TV, they got tons of money. The consumers got tons of money. I want to know how a person gets a $1,400 check, and they get maybe a $300 check for 3-4 months. How do they turn that into tons of money? I'd love to have them come on my show and trade. I'll go retire. Are you kidding? Tons of money? Tons of BS.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
PhilsGang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, it's amazing. If all you did, I swear, if you just follow us, join the gang for 10 days, free, you don't have to pay for it, and just follow what we teach in our color-coded chart. And even if you don't want to learn anything, just stay with our portfolio of stocks. And every day at 2 o'clock, we post our portfolio, our member portfolio, and we tell our members exactly what to do. Should they add to their position, or should they first of all get in? Then, okay, when do they add? All right, let's take some profits now. Let's stay in, but take some profits. Okay, let's add those back on again. Now, let's take all our profits, but let's turn around and sell it short because it's going to go down. We'll sell it short. I don't know how to get this across to you. Without shorting, if you don't know how to short a stock, being in the stock market, it'd be like riding a bicycle with one wheel. It'd be like when you get a paycheck, get it all, go cash, get all in dollars, and cut those dollar bills in half, every bill in half. It'd be like instead of getting an ice cream, you get an ice cream cone. Well, you got to get rid of the ice cream, just eat the cone. Put olive oil, all right? On your dressing, no, just put vinegar on. Can't have olive oil. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense why people don't want to learn this chart. And we made it so easy with the color-coded chart because it turns red. It tells you. Even before that, it gives you an advance warning. It turns yellow. So, I'll give you an example. V and Q. Those are the REITs. Now, V and Q, we're up about 12% in V and Q. Now, those are the REITs. Beautiful. Beautiful. It turned green nicely. After it was red, it turned right to green. And we've been in it. Now what we're waiting for is a signal. And these are the stocks you need to stay in. They're called power stocks. They're making new highs. There's no resistance above them. The last thing you want to do is buy a stock that has resistance. Like go in and buy Netflix. You'd be out of your mind. These are called power stocks. There's nothing above them. Nobody's selling above them. Another one, XLF, our bank stocks. Plus we got individual bank stocks. We have Goldman Sachs. It's in our portfolio. We have Wells Fargo. We always stay with the big investment banks. So let's take the ETF. All you had to do is if you remember, and just buy XLF, it started to turn green around $31. It's green today around $38. You got a 22% return. But that's easy. The problem is 85% of you won't know when to get out of the stock. You won't know when to get out. Well, you'll know on my chart because the chart only has, the candlesticks only have three colors. Orange, which is a warning that money's going to start coming out or money's going to start going in. And then you got green. That means get in money. All the institutions are buying. And then when it turns yellow again, it warns you, well, they've been buying it, now they're taking their money out. Then when it turns red, they're fully taking their money out. Switch your position to sell short. And for those who are busy or who not, if you're not busy, you just don't want to go back to learn anything, just at 2 o'clock, go to the site, and our portfolio's right there, and it tells you exactly what to do. How can you go wrong? Now, all this stuff about this great economy, we don't have a great economy. This economy's been damaged. It was damaged before COVID. It was only propped up since 2008. They never fixed it because they never let us go into a recession. And they never got rid of the bad banks. The 2008 crash, the cause were the banks, the major banks. We bailed them out instead of letting them go. Because we did that, we never fixed the problem. We've been carrying the problem for 13 years. It was a fake recovery. It was a propping up, not a recovery. And we're going to pay for that dearly. So the only way they could keep the market going up for the last 13 years is to manipulate it. Called QE. Think about their concept. We'll take care of the wealthy folks. We'll take care of the top 1% of the population and the top 1/100th of the population who own everything. They own the Federal Reserve, they own the Congress, they own everybody. Now think about what a stroke of genius. They said, why should we go in and go into recession? It's only going to benefit Main Street. It's only going to benefit Main Street. So let's do this. And the banks, why would we take the banks and fix the problem by taking the banks and getting rid of the bad banks, liquidating them? Let's not do that because we own the banks. Because we own the Federal Reserve. We own the banks. So why would we do that? So let's prop it all up. Let's just keep printing money. We have no gold standard. We can print as much money as we want. Remember, the reason they started to print as much money they want, because Nixon couldn't go to war in Vietnam. He didn't have enough money. So they shut the window. Oh, no more gold standard. Now we can print all the money we want. Let's go to war all over the world. So now they print money. Instead of going to war, they're printing money to make war on Main Street, to screw us. Because, see, every dollar they're making, the CEOs, the elitists on Wall Street, the Wall Street banksters, every penny they're making, they're taking it from you and me. Because how they make their money is they print it to make sure there's inflation. print. You have all this money that's taking the value of your money and destroying it. That's called inflation. And they love inflation, especially our government, because the more inflation, as I told you yesterday, they don't have to worry about their debt with Japan. They don't have to worry about their debt with China. Because when that dollar gets so weak and it goes down in value, so doesn't the debt. Like I said yesterday, if you had $1 million debt with China and the value and the dollar goes down 20%, now we don't owe $1 million to China anymore. We only owe $800 billion to China. We go down another 10%. We owe $700 billion to $600 billion. Now this is a problem because China's going to get grumpy and it's going to say, no more. You think we're going to sit here and you think you're going to get cute by getting rid of your debt, by destroying the dollar so to devaluate your debt to us? No, we're going to take the treasuries we bought from you, which is we loaned you money, and guess what we're going to do with those treasuries? We're going to screw you. We're going to sell them. And your interest rates are going to go from 1.6% to 20%. That's what they may do. Productivity is the only thing that's going to fix. But our Congress doesn't care. Because, see, the Congress benefits, too, from inflation. Everybody benefits except the hard-working man and woman in our country. The hard-working man and women, they don't benefit from inflation. You get screwed with inflation because you don't have artwork. You don't have diamonds. You don't have this piece of real estate that's so unique that you paid $22 million for. You don't have that. See, they do. So they want inflation. And then the government says, hey, we'll just keep screwing China and Japan and everybody and the Saudis. We'll just keep devaluating the dollar. And we'll keep getting that note down. Think about this. Isn't that stupid? They put out trillions and trillions and trillions of these checks for $300 and $1,400. Isn't that a shame? That's transitory. Those checks don't last long. Can you imagine if they took that same amount of money and gave it to, it's made a mandate. You companies, no longer do you do stock buybacks. You companies take and make new machinery, get new machinery, and you start producing so that your people start getting wage increases, so our economy can start growing. That's how you fix this country. Not by handing out more welfare checks. Be right back. Buy the right stock, for God's sake.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. For the best insight in both the stock market and the economy, turn to the Phil's Gang YouTube channel, where each weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern, you get to listen to my Phil's Gang radio show, where you get the best information both on stocks and the economy. And each Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, you get the new segment of my popular Market Crash Unfolding, where I detail the weekly events that are leading us up to the next crash. Both Phil's Gang radio show and Market Crash Unfolding on Phil's Gang YouTube channel. That's been very, very popular. Now I'm going to do my new one tonight. I post it between 6 and 7 every Friday evening, and people like it for the weekend. They use it. Talking about that, too, we have, if you want, we did a webinar about, 3 weeks ago online, how to short stocks. We did a solid 3-hour segment on how do you sell a stock short. And you still can get it available for 2 weeks, $75,000. Yeah, wow. $75 for 2 weeks, okay? And just you can look at it at your leisure. You can go on that, go back and forth wherever you want to look at the time, what interests you, what not interests you. Go to philsgang.com and pick that up. I'm telling you, if you learn how to short a stock and you get rid of that fear, when do I get out? When do I get out? When do I get? Do you understand what that means? When you buy a stock and it goes up, and no longer do you have that fear, because first it turns yellow. It tells you the institutions are pulling their money out. That's who you trust. And what's recorded with all this money that's going in and out is a trend. The chart picks up the money trend. You don't look at the candlesticks every minute. You look at the trend. The candlesticks form a trend. The candlesticks move first, and they're all one color, okay? And they'll either be yellow or green or red. And it creates a trend. So you know which trend the money is flowing. Is it up? Is it going in the stock or out of the stock? In one day, you learn how to use that. In 2 hours, in an hour, you can learn. It's not that hard. And we offer it free. Now, when I give you, and the other thing that you get here is that we always have you, there's 11 groups in the stock market. We make sure we're always in the group where the money is going. Look how well we did with V&Q, the REITs. My Lord. And look what we did with the banks. the banks just keep going up. The REITs keep going up. Oil keeps going up. Oil, we made more money in oil. We got in so many different times in oil. I remember we got it in oil when nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. We got about a 40 or 50% return. It was back in November 2020. And we had a beautiful run from about $12 up to about, just a started turn red around about $17 started turn red. So that's a 41% run in oil. And then we just got back in again around $15. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. As soon as it turned green, we got into oil. But we knew that's where the money was going to go, into oil. Everybody thought I was crazy. And we got it, and then we started to buy Schlumberger. And we still have Schlumberger. Schlumberger is another great stock. Now, I'm not saying that every member, if the stock goes up 40%, every member made 40%. I'm not saying that. Every member has the opportunity to make 40%. See, if he stays with the same stocks, and I tell people this all the time, you really want to make money in this business, the only way you can do it if you just make sure you pick the most popular stock for the institutions. The stocks that the institution invests in, like Intel, okay? Or like I mean, here, I'll give you my stocks. We've been in these same stocks. If all you did is stay with these same stocks for the last 4 years, Apple, Intel, Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs, Schlumberger, we don't change them. That's it. Because these stocks are in everybody's portfolio. Why do I have to change them out? Why do I have to find other stocks? I don't. When they go up, we buy. When they go down, we sell short. There's the problem for you. When they go up, you get out. Then what do? You try to look for another stock. But the problem is you're not buying at wholesale anymore. It's like what you do is you're trying to make money like going to JCPenney and you buy a suit off the rack for $300 and you think you go out in the front of the store and sell it for $400. That's what happens with people in the stock market. Why 85% of them lose money. If you're going to buy a stock, like give me an example, Caterpillar, okay? Or let's go back to oil. When we got into oil, that nobody wanted it. And it started to turn green. We got in early when nobody wanted it. That's when you get in these stocks, but then you know when to get out. Now, the problem is when the stock, like oil, goes up, I forgot how much it went up, but 40%, 41%. So it went up 41%. Now, if you decide to get out of that stock because you think it's going down and you're going to jump into another stock and you're going to look around for another stock, well, those stocks also went up at the same time. They didn't sit back there. They went up probably 30, 40%. So what you're doing is you're getting in a stock, another stock at retail. So if you got into a stock that was $20 and it went up to $70 and you made a 250% return over a year, okay, and then you decide to get out because the stock's going down, now you're going to go look for another stock. Well, wait a minute. You think yours the only stock that went up? Most likely all the good stocks went up too. So now you're going, the stock you bought at retail for $20 and now starts going down at $90. What do? You jump out and you go buy another stock that's already up. You're going to lose money. So stay in the one that you went from 20 to 90 or 20 to 40 or 20 to 30. If it's going to go down, stay with that one. And when it goes down, you make money. And then when it goes back up again, make money on the way up. See, it's not the hot stock. There's no such thing as hot stock. But see, I can't fight Wall Street. Wall Street has embedded in your mind everything's the hot stock, the flavor of the day. Just like mutual funds. They have mutual funds for everything. They have mutual funds, the cow mutual fund, the wallpaper mutual fund. They have mutual funds for everything to grab your money and steal from you and collect big fees. The idea to make money in the market is sit back, get the key stocks that the institutions are buying all the time, and wait for the pattern to come to you before you pull the trigger to buy. And once you buy and it starts breaking down, you turn around and you simply sell it short. And the color-coded chart shows you that. Now, we have a group called the Working Investor Group. That's another group of stocks. And we go over these every day from 9:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock. Yeah, 9:30 to 11. I do one class, Steve does another class, and then we do alerts all day long. So the stocks that we're in on our portfolio, when something happens, we make sure our members know, and they're always going to be ahead of their stock. Look, please take out of your head that this is a wonderful economy we're in now because the pandemic is over. Really? Then let me ask you, like I said to my members today, then how come the airlines aren't going through the roof? Why aren't the casinos going through the roof? Why aren't those stocks going through the roof? Why aren't their hotel stocks going through the roof? This has been damaged, this country. It's going to take a long time to fix it. We got a bunch of PR people on CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg. They're all PR people. They should have worked for their local chamber of commerce, these dopes. It's unbelievable. Remember, Congress, they're not on our side. Congress is not there to help you and me. They're partnered up with the Federal Reserve. They're inside. You think Pelosi's a nice person? You think she gets up in the morning and says, gee, what can I do for the folks in the United States today? Are you kidding? She's disgusting. She's partners with the Federal Reserve. She knows every move the market's going to make before it makes it. So she's following the money. But see, we can follow the money too by the chart I designed. If you don't believe it, then after 10 days, just don't pay for it. So Congress and their partner, the Federal Reserve, if all they have done is fix this economy by first letting us have a recession, which they wouldn't do, if they would focus on increasing the growth of the economy so our standard of living would go up by productivity, we'd be okay. But they're not focusing about productivity. Our government is focusing about what? Handouts, stimulus. And stimulus is life support. That's all it is. So let's just take advantage of the stocks going up and advantage of stocks going down. We could care less about them. See on the charts, join Phil's Gang free for 10 days. And please help St. Jude.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.